First thing is, even though older animals are more likely to have silent pain, young animals can have it too. You can even have puppies that have a difficult birth that will carry a legacy of silent pain. You might have a puppy that's dropped on its head by the kid who owns the dog, whatever, So it can happen to all, but it gets worse as they age, and you're far more likely to have it in an older animal. So there's three sort of red flags or things to look out for. Mitzi wants to get down. I'll say goodbye to Mitzi.
Hi, Mitzi.
Um, the first thing to look out for is changes in behavior. So even a really small change in behavior can be the tip of an iceberg of a whole lot of silent pain that's in that animal's body and in their life. So any increase in reactivity or aggression. So that's what alerted me to Mitzi. Now, Mitzi had another smaller change in behavior during that 3 weeks that at the time I didn't think anything of. He stopped wanting to go up the steps. I just thought he was being a funny little dog because he's kind of a funny little dog, right? But now, if he showed a sign like that, I'd be saying, come here, dude, let me get my hands on your body, and there must be something going on. So small changes in behavior are good. You get a lot of dogs that are just not quite themselves. A bit off color, nothing when you go to the vet can't find anything, x-rays don't show anything, blood tests don't show anything. But then when I get my hands on and engage with those connective tissues, the animal goes, oh, I'm sore. What are other behavioral signs to look out for? Any reduction in wanting to play or wanting to go for walks. Play behavior is a really good indicator of overall well-being and engagement with life, and any reduction in that is a problem that you want to look into. I think another one is if your old dog stops jumping on the couch or on the bed, it's not because they don't want to. And a lot of people just mention this in passing when I'm consulting with their animals in the consult room. Oh, they don't want to hop on the bed anymore. And I get my hands on their lower back and I'll be like, oh, we've got significant lumbar pain that's stopping your dog jumping on the bed or in the couch. So animals, it's really high value for them to get on the couch. They love it, right? So anything like that is important to look out for. A second thing to look out for is any changes in how your animal moves or how they respond to you touching them. I know it's a bit of a no-brainer, but if you suddenly have one part of the animal that they're uncomfortable with you touching, there's often going to be pain there. Other things to look out for are any kind of stiffness or slowness when getting up and down is a really important thing. Now, I'm just going to step out of this. That's things to look for a second, but a lot of people think it's normal for their older dog to slow down and get stiff and less active. And in some respects, it is normal as you age for that to happen, but a lot of it can be helped with appropriate treatment. And as soon as you see the first little signs of that, in fact, hopefully a little bit before you see the signs, you should be tootling off to get some good supplements and herbal pain relief and anti-inflammatories. And then you'll have a much happier, more active dog for a long time. And you should also need to learn how to do body work. So every day you can get your hands on your dog and stretch and dissolve the pain and tension out of their body. Another really important one to look for is if your dog starts sitting a little bit slumped off to one side, or if they start tracking on an angle instead of nice and straight when they're trotting. If they get any kind of tremor in their legs when they're standing, that is a really strong sign that they've got pain and weakness in their body. So, the other big silent pain issue in older animals is arthritis, which is degenerative joint disease and pain in the joints. I've never met a dog with arthritis who didn't have a lot of soft tissue pain and didn't show really beautiful changes in behavior, like perhaps starting digging holes again for the first time in years after having body work. But the third red flag is kind of a red flag that doesn't exist, because a lot of these animals, just like Mitzi, will really show you nothing, and you won't see any obvious signs. And that's because this pain is distributed throughout all the tissues in the body. So there's no one part of the body that hurts to stick out and give you a symptom. Yeah. Um, so nothing is a sign that many dogs exhibit. And like I said, more than half the dogs that come into me at the hospital have significant soft tissue or neck or back pain that their humans are totally unaware of.
Musculoskeletal problems can affect all animals, including dogs, and if left untreated, they can cause significant pain and impair mobility. Chiropractic care is intended to help with a wide range of musculoskeletal issues. In the next video, we will discuss how chiropractic care can benefit your dog.